everyone, welcome to Love to Create by Tonya. Well, today I'm going to be doing this Kirkland's Christmas dupe. This is actually our Sunday Christmas dupe. And I'm going to be working on this little statue house. And I think you're going to enjoy this one. We're going to be using those Jenga blocks, some foam board, and these little Christmas trees, a couple of those little wood trays from Dollar Tree, and then I used some Epson salt to sprinkle down for the snow, and just some white acrylic paint and some black chalk paint. I used the color ink, and I did use a little bit of like a creamy brown, which you can use any color you like. But I thought this would be a fun one because you could actually make your own Christmas village, and they are just kind of flat, but they turned out really cute. And I did something really neat, you'll see here in the video, with a 2-liter pop bottle. Now these are the measurements for that, and I left this like this so if you needed to pause the video to get the measurements for this design, you could do so. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I went ahead and just traced over the back side with a pencil so you could flip it over and then trace it onto your foam board, in which I had already had mine traced out to save time. Now I'm just going to take my cutter and cut these out. Now for this part of the design, I left the paper on the foam board, but you'll see here in a moment when I do the windows, I'm actually going to peel that layer of paper off the back and the front of the foam board, and it makes it a lot easier to cut out these little windows. Now I'm just going to take my black ink chalk paint and just cover the front and back of these. And I'm going to put a layer of the black chalk paint on the front and back of our little houses. Now the next thing I'm going to do to make these foam boards a little bit more stable is I'm going to take my Mod Podge and just go all over the windows and the houses, and it worked really well. It did, once it hardened, it did make them really firm, so I don't think they'll break at all. And here's another little neat tip. I take my little cookie racks that you can purchase at Dollar Tree, and I have those in my craft area where I can dry things on it. Now you can see I've got those 2 little boxes there that I had purchased at Dollar Tree, and then I'm just taking some of the craft sticks and gluing on just the front to cover up those little stars. I'm going to sand it a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint it with a layer of that white chalk paint. Oh, sorry, this is the acrylic paint, but you can use chalk paint also. Now I'm just going to take some of the black paint and just kind of drag it through around the edges and down the front of the little craft sticks. Now I'm cutting out the circle window here, and I had already peeled off that layer of paper on the front and back. Now I'm going to take these little Jenga blocks, and you don't have to worry that one will be longer on one side of the little roof of the house, because once it's painted and all 3 of them are put together, you really don't notice it, and I think it just added character to the farmhouse look of the whole idea of this. This is the first time that I tried this design, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it would be neat to see what other kind of little houses that you can come up with for a Christmas village. Now you can see here, I'm actually just completely cutting the window section out, because that way I'm gonna take and just slide the windows right in there, and I do hit them with some hot glue on the back side of the house, and they hold really well. You want to be careful and make sure that your glue isn't real hot when you are gluing them, because remember that they are foam, but as long as you let it cool just a little bit, and it will be fine. Now I'm taking this silver marker that I purchased at Dollar Tree and just outline the little holes that I wanted to cut out for the light to shine through in that door area. And you can see here in a moment, I'll paint the back of it and touch up everything on the front. Just going to go over everything with that ink black chalk paint. I really am liking this design. I hope you are. I was even imagining that you could actually do a lot more houses and just glue them together like that. And I just took one of those little Jenga blocks and a couple of them and glued it on the back to help it stand up. Now I'm just painting the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and add that acrylic white paint and just touch it up all over the front so it looks like snow. And you can see once I start adding the white paint, it's really starting to come together. And this design, you could do several different things with it. I am just going to add a few of those little trees to the front of it and some of that Epsom salt just for the snow. And I just kept it kind of simple while I was doing the video because I wanted to just give you the idea of what I was doing so you could create your own. And I'm just adding a couple more of these little Jenga blocks just to have that chimney effect there. Here's where I'm just touching up a little bit with, I think it was like a beige color. Now these little trees, I think I actually did get these at Walmart. I know they have the tiny trees at Dollar Tree, but I just happen to have some in my craft box. Now here is the 2-liter bottle, and what I'm doing with this, I'm going to cut this to put on the back of the windows. And another thing with the glue here, make sure it's not real hot because of course that's plastic. It will melt a little bit, but if you just hold it on there for a few seconds, it will be fine. And I'm putting a little bit of that glitter gold on there, and I thought that would make a really neat glow with the windows and the lights. Now the lights you could tape onto the back. I actually hit them with just a little bit of hot glue to help them stay up above the window where I needed them to be. And these had kind of a blue color tone, which that was okay with me. But you could even put some orange lights or just the white behind there. But it actually looks really pretty when it's lit up, and I've got mine sitting on a shelf right now. But everyone, I hope you're enjoying this design, and I'm hoping to give you some inspiration to create your own little village houses. Well, if you are enjoying this one, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up, because that really helps YouTube notice my channel more. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you do so. And if you are subscribed, I thank you for your support. Well, everyone, I'm sorry I'm a little late on the Sunday dupe, but here we go. And I think our little statue house turned out great. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let me know if you have any other ideas how we could make this little village even better. I plan on making a few more of these myself. Well, everyone, I'll see you next time.